Hi, my name is Nikki and you're watching Carrie Grace. Okay, so today I'm finally going to be sharing with you my thoughts and progress from me walking through the FlyLady's 31 Baby Step Challenge. Okay, so I started this challenge mid-ish January, I believe, and it was 31 days, maybe it was the end of January. I don't remember, but it has been 31 days and it ended last week. I had 59 ladies join me in a Facebook group and we all did this challenge together. Now only a handful of them actually talked to me and responded, and that's okay. It was still great to have them there. I was very thankful for the ones that were there. We all kind of did this together and it really did make it a lot more fun that way. Alright, so the 31-day challenge, I'm not going to give you all the details because you can go to FlyLady's website and you can look this up very easily. I will leave a link below so that you can find it. But it's basically just, if your home is in chaos and you don't know where to start, this is where you start. Or if you're like me and you do have some routines but you feel like you just kind of need to brush up on them and kind of focus on them a little bit more, it kind of helps you reboot. So that is what this 31 days was for. Okay, so the first 2 weeks I did a weekly update for you guys. The last 2 weeks I did not do a weekly update. The reason is because it just felt like I was saying the same things over and over, and I don't like videos like that. So I felt like it would be better at that point to just kind of update you at the end. All right, so the program overall I feel like is great. There were a few things that were kind of slow for me. Certain days I really enjoyed things like, today we're going to add making our bed, or we're going to add this specific task, or you're going to print out this specific thing or write down this specific thing and put it in your control journal and continue to work on things like that. Those days I enjoyed. The days where it was go to FlyLady's website and read this section, or go to FlyLady's website and read testimonials and things like that, I could have done without that. Not that those things aren't good, but it just made the process seem slower than necessary. So just know that going into that, if you decide to do that, I personally would recommend writing down the days or just skipping over the days that you don't necessarily want to do or feel like you need to do, and make it work for you. Okay, so I have a pretty solid routine. My routines are really the same as they were, and I realized going through this that I had better routines than I realized. I just kind of needed to reboot them. So I'm going to just share with you what my current morning and evening routines are. My morning routine is make bed, dress to shoes. Now I will tell you that dress to shoes, I do that on some days and some days I don't, and that's a personal choice. I don't find that I want to be dressed to my shoes every day. We are a homeschooling family. We are home all day, most of the day, until it's time to run errands or go to practice or go to church or whatever it is that we have to do. And so shoes don't really help me be more productive. So certain days I don't do that. Swish and swipe the bathrooms. I do that for our bathroom, which is the master bathroom, and also the main bathroom. The 2 bathrooms upstairs, I do not do that. I find for me personally, it still works better to just wipe those down once a week. Reboot laundry, empty dishwasher, think about what's for dinner. That way if there's something you need to pull out of the freezer, you can. Then my evening routine is to clean the kitchen, shine my sink, lay out clothes. I do not do that. I decided that that does me no good. It doesn't cause me less it doesn't cause me less stress. It doesn't cause me less anything. I just didn't find it helpful. So I don't do that. Put all laundry away. At the end of the day, I do like to make sure that all the clothes that have been folded have been put away. Put out a hot spot, which is usually our kitchen counter. Check my planner to see if there's anything we have going on for the next day. Face and teeth, and then go to bed at a decent time. So those are my basic routines that I have for morning and evening. And I feel like things are going well. My main takeaway from this is I realized that I had a little bit of baggage just from years past. I realized that, well, first of all, I grew up in a home with a mom. I had a great mom, great dad. I'm not bashing my parents at all, just kind of giving you some backstory. But my mom was busy. She had a full-time job. There were times she had more than one job. She also worked and homeschooled us at various times. So anyway, but I did not grow up in a clean, tidy home. Our home is very chaotic. Our home is very messy and dirty. We didn't have people over to our house. We didn't really have friends over very often. There were times that we had friends over, but it wasn't very often. When family would come in from out of town, it was, you know, a few weeks of pretty hard work getting things ready. And so anyway, that was just the kind of environment that I grew up in. So I wasn't raised by a mother that set good examples as far as how to keep a clean and orderly home. And so I really have just had to learn this on my own, I feel like. And I have now been married for, let's see, we will actually celebrate our 20th anniversary this year. And the first several years of our marriage, it was a struggle for me to keep up with laundry and do the cleaning and things like this. This was before we had kids. We waited a long time to have kids. But sometimes it was just a struggle. I'm messier by nature than my husband is, and so I really had to work to create some new habits. Then when we had our children, that is when I became a stay-at-home mom. I did work outside the home before we had children. But once we had children, I stayed home. I never went back to work. And looking back now, I really feel like I was depressed. I had a hard time getting dressed. I had a really hard time keeping laundry up, like at all. Like it was just laundry everywhere all the time. I never could get a handle on it. I had a hard time cleaning and picking up and just doing those things. And I don't know why, but I really think looking back, I was depressed, and I feel like I was depressed for a long time and didn't realize it. But I'm a very happy person now. I'm not depressed now. But because the joy of the Lord is my strength. But anyway, I realized going through this that, you know how sometimes when someone is overweight and they lose a lot of weight, they still see their self as a fat person or a large person, or however it is that they chose to see their self, even though they aren't that person anymore. And going through this, I realized that I still identify as a messy person that can't seem to get it together. And that's simply not true. I have worked and worked and worked to create new habits, and I'm doing these things. So it was very freeing for me to actually see that I really am not the person that I used to be. This didn't happen in this 31 days. This happened over a period of time of just really deciding that I wanted to do things better. I wanted to be happier, and I actually could do these things. I just had to choose to do these things. So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting that going through this, I saw how I was still identifying with the old person instead of the new person. So anyway, this has been a good challenge for me. My routines are definitely routines now, and it's been a good experience. The Fly Lady, her system is great. The other thing that I learned through this is that if you do have a chaotic room or a chaotic closet or just whatever, you really don't have to be overwhelmed with it. You really can set your timer for 5 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe you have an hour, and just devote that little bit of time, however much time it is, to that on a consistent basis. And doing that, you will actually complete that project. It will get done, and it doesn't have to overwhelm you, which is good. I also learned that the busier we are, the less things get done around the house just because we're not here. And I found that for us, it has made me more aware of the activities that we choose to do. We tend to like to keep things a little more laid back, just generally as a family. And so that kind of has been brought back to my remembrance. Hey, you guys do much better and everybody's more relaxed when you simply choose to not say yes to everything. So anyway, it's been a good experience. I've enjoyed it. Hopefully those of you that went through this with me really enjoyed it. And that is my update on the 31